One of the really neat features of Edge is its ability to use web fonts in your Edge projects. Why is this so neat? Well, we are free from the shackles of the usual web fonts such as Verdana, Geneva, Arial, Times, and even good old sans serif. Just keep in mind, though, you can use type from a variety of sources, including your own computer, but be sure to check the terms of the end-user license agreement to be sure that this is permitted. There are copyright issues with these things. Now, web fonts are available from a variety of providers, such as the free fonts offered by Google to those offered by such commercial sites as Adobe's own Typekit. In this lesson, we are not only going to format text using a web font from Google, but we are going to put that text into motion. Let's get started. You'll see that there's some text here over an image of a forest in northern Ontario. And what we want to do is get away from the tyranny of Arial Helvetica sans serif and use a web font instead. Web fonts are added right here in the font menu, but you don't merely add the fonts right off the bat. You got to go get the font. And where we're going is Google's web fonts. So flame up your browser and head over to this address: www.google.com/webfonts. If you've never been here before, let me just explain a couple of things. The first thing is you can see there's styles and then there's quick use. If you see a font that's got See All Styles, there are a variety of weights for the font. For instance, this one here has a normal and an italic version of it. So you can hide all. Now what we want to do is use a sans serif font. So you can come to your filters and make sure that you turn off serif, display, and handwriting, and just choose sans serif. And what this will do is just show you the sans serif fonts that are available. Click OK. And then all you have to do next is just scroll through the site, finding the one you want. And they all look pretty good, and the one I like is right here, good old Carla. You'll notice that Carla has some styles, and I really like this bold. It's got a nice round look to it, and I think it would look good in a forest. So how do we add this to our Edge page? Well, what you do is you come to Quick Use. You just click Quick Use in the font area, and you'll see the various styles that are available to you. There's a normal, italic, there's a bold, and a bold italic. Well, we just need the bold, so we can deselect the normal 400 and select bold 700. This little meter here tells you how long it's going to take to load. No time at all. And you scroll up a bit, and you can see that you get character sets. Some fonts do come with alternate character sets, but the real magic is right here. This is the object and embed code. What you want to do is select it and copy it to the clipboard. I'll just copy that, and we're going to add it inside of Edge. The other thing you might want to keep an eye on is right here. It gives you some fallbacks that you can use. Okay, let's go back to Edge. So when you come back to Edge, what you do is you click on the plus sign for the fonts area of the library, and the Add Web Font dialog box opens. And this is where you can add the font name and its fallback and the embed code that's sitting on the clipboard. So just click once in the embed code area and paste, and there it is. Now let's add the font, which is Carla, and comma, and sans serif. So if we don't have Carla available, then we'll just default to sans serif. You click Add Font, and you can see it shows up in the font menu. Now, nothing changes here. You'll notice that. You see, it's really not that font that we chose. Well, it kind of is. What you got to do is apply it. So you select the text, and you come over to the text area of the Properties panel, and there's Carla sans serif. And you can see the font is now applied. And now what we're going to do is put this font in motion. And we're going to have it come off screen and sort of just come into its finished position right there. And as it comes in, it's going to fade. So let's do that. The easiest way of doing that is just to double click the pin and drag it out to about the 2-second mark. And now what this is saying is that the animation is going to move over 2 seconds back to the playhead. Well, this is the finish point. This is the start point. So basically, you select the text, hold down your Shift key, slide the text off the stage, and if you scrub across the timeline, you can see the text comes in. This is good. Now, the other thing we want to do here is sort of have it fade in over those 2 seconds. So let's add an opacity keyframe here at the 1 second mark. And we can turn off the pin, so you can just double click it to turn it off. And we can add an opacity keyframe, and we'll just knock the opacity back, we'll say to about, 4%. Yeah, we'll go with 4%. And then we'll come out to the end where the text comes in, and we'll bring up its opacity to about 70%. I want to see some of those trees there. So now that we've got that done, we can scrub back to the start, press the space bar, and you can see that the text comes in. And then what we can do is we can add an ease to it. So you can just select the transition strip, click the ease button, and we'll ease this one out, and we'll use a quart ease. And that's just a gentle, slow motion ease into place. And when you select it, you notice that that ease is right there. You can see it. You get a visual representation of it. So let's take a look at how that looks. Not bad. In this lesson, we looked at how to add a web font. One method we explored is to go to the Google Font site, locate the font, select the various weights that you want, and then just use Quick Use to add it by copying and pasting the object and embed code into the Add Web Font dialog box in Edge. You can then just select your text in Edge and change the font using the font list.